Do I need a home inspection? And yes, you need a home inspection. Yes, you need a home inspection. In case you didn't hear me, yes, you still need a home inspection.
I don't need a home inspection, do I? I don't think I do. Especially out in the country where we're thinking about buying. It's like well and septic and water and then a home inspection? That's a lot of money. I don't need a home inspection, do I?
Hello everyone, Andrew here with Kimball Realtors. I'm going to talk to you today about the inspection contingency. And this is going to be great for buyers or sellers both because we have a red hot market. And I know oftentimes people are asking, with this market, do I need a home inspection? And yes, you need a home inspection. Yes, you need a home inspection. In case you didn't hear me, yes, you still need a home inspection. Okay, so what happens is you've got the accepted offer now, right? And by the way, before I go too far, if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. If you've been here before, as always, smash that like button for us. And also put in the comments down below anything you'd like to see real estate related. Love to do those videos for you. So stay tuned all the way to the end because I'm going to give you a secret little tip that's going to help you get your offer accepted and give confidence to both the buyers and sellers. So this is again the home inspection for buyers and sellers both. So again, you've got an accepted offer. Whether your home is 5 years old, 25 years old, there's going to be some issues. So you want to have a home inspection. There's no such thing as a perfect inspection report. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure you get a licensed home inspector. In the offer to purchase in the state of Wisconsin, it states that you must have a Wisconsin licensed home inspector in order for this to qualify for the inspection contingency. Now, I'm going to go over a few things that are going to be in that inspection, what that inspector is going to be looking for, and then what you can do. There's going to be 3 things that you can do once you've got this inspection report and you see that there might be some defects depending on what they are, how you're going to handle it. But there's 3 things you can do. 1, the seller can fix it. Number 2, they can offer a credit to the buyer and then the buyer can have it fixed at a later date, or they can just let the buyer walk. And those are all going to be determined also in your offer to purchase if you gave them the right to cure. And if you've given them the right to cure, now the seller can do one of those 3 things. So that sounds a little intimidating, like, hey, I might lose the offer. But that's where it's really important to have a very knowledgeable, experienced real estate agent on your side, because that agent's going to be able to tell you what is a defect, what is something we need to take care of right away. In our offer, a defect is defined as something that affects the value or the safety of the home. So there might be little things that you need to be aware of, and there might be something down the road that need to be taken care of, but they're not a safety concern at this time, and they're also not a issue that affects the value of the home at this time. So you want to keep those things in mind, and that's where your real estate agent is really going to be able to give you that advice on that. So let me tell you what could possibly come up in a home inspection, because like I said, there's no such thing as a completely clean home inspection. I wish there was, but in all the inspections I've seen, and I've seen hundreds of them, there's always something here and there. It's always something that can be taken care of as well. There's nothing that can't be taken care of, so it's not something that each side has to get real worried about when those things come up. We just figure out how we're going to get it taken care of. So the most common things that home inspector is going to look at is they're going to look at the heating system and the central air system. So they're going to look at the mechanicals of the house. They're going to look at the interior plumbing of the house, and they're going to look at the electrical of the house. They're going to check the electrical box, make sure that it's up to code, make sure there's no safety issues on it. Same thing with the plumbing. They're going to make sure that there's no safety issues there, and also that everything is up to code. So maybe something was done wrong in the past and it has to be up to code. That's going to be in there in that report. They're going to be looking at that. They're going to look at the roof. Now, oftentimes though, your home inspector will just give you an idea of how much time is left, life is left on a roof, and then they're going to refer it to an actual roofing expert. Because you have to remember that the home inspector is not an expert on every one of these things. They're going to look at them, and anything that's out of their scope of expertise, they're going to refer it now to another person. So they may look at the roof. and they say, hey, I think there's 5 to 6 years left on that roof, but maybe you should have a certified person come in and take a look at the roof and give you an exact answer on that. That's a very common one. We see that oftentimes. They're going to look in the attic, and they're going to look at how much insulation's in the attic. Is there any moisture in the attic? Those are type of things too that are also going to depend on what type of financing program you have. Some require larger amounts of insulation. That's something we've came across in the past where they've had to add more insulation because of the type of financing program that it was. I think it was a U.S. rural development loan on that particular one. So that's something they're going to look at. Then simply they're going to look at the walls, the ceilings, the floors, the windows, and the doors. They're going to look at those things, and they're going to say, well, if it's an older home, maybe you need to be aware that some of these windows are going to be replaced. Maybe they're not high efficiency windows. Maybe that's not necessarily a defect, but you want to be aware that that needs to be fixed at some point. Very important though, they're going to look at the foundation and they're going to look at the basement, because you don't want to buy someone else's problem. When I had said before, do I still need to have an inspection? And I said, yes, you need that inspection.
I don't need a home inspection, do I? I don't think I do.
Because you don't want to buy someone else's problem. So you don't want to find out that there's a foundation issue that literally could cause something to happen bad to the home, or a basement issue where there's been water coming in the basement, maybe there's mold, there's that type of thing. So that's something they're going to look at as well. The foundation and the basement and any of the structural components. They're going to look at the major appliances, if those appliances are going to be included there. You also need to keep in mind 2 things. So you're going to let the seller address those things that come up that are legitimately a defect. And also the home inspector is not, the end all be all on all of this. There might be some things they miss. I've talked with plenty of people that say, oh wow, I can't believe my home inspector didn't see this. Well, they're not going to catch everything. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to have some leeway there, because while they are doing a great job and they know what they're doing, there's things that they miss. Sometimes there's just areas that they can't get to and inspect for whatever reason. It might be in the winter time and they can't turn on, it's not practical to turn on the air conditioning unit, and then you come to find out in the spring the air conditioning unit isn't working. Really nobody's fault. Those things are can happen. They're just something to be aware of what can happen. But what's happening now, because we have such a red hot market, if you haven't done it yet, please, I'm giving you some great information. Smash that like button for me. Because I want more people to see this. I want people to hear about these things. And the more you do that for us, the more it recommends it to other people seeing the video. So if I'm giving you some good information, smash that like button. Give me some comments down below of what else, maybe something that's happened in your inspection, anything at all. Give us the comments about that. But like I was saying, that inspector, there might be things that do get missed. That could happen. But with the red hot market that I'm talking about, people have a tendency to say, hey, maybe we should put in an offer without an inspection contingency, because then maybe we can get that offer accepted more. The seller's more likely to accept my offer because I don't have that inspection contingency in there. I don't recommend that. I always say have an inspection. But my bonus tip that I have for you is a way for you to get your offer accepted and still protect yourself with an inspection contingency. What you can very simply do is have your agent write this into the offer. Have them do the inspection contingency in there, but then write in regards to the inspection contingency, buyer agrees not to ask for repairs or credit of items less than a certain dollar amount. Maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $5,000. But what you're saying is, I'm going to go ahead and have my inspection so I know what I'm getting into. And as long as we don't get into something that's very expensive, we don't find out that there's a major foundation issue that might cost $10,000. As long as something like that doesn't happen, if it's just some minor issues, maybe a couple things need to be brought up to date, and there's a few things here and there that need to be done, but they're going to be less than $1,000. Rather than having this deal fall apart because of that, and again, this red hot market, you're saying, I'm still going to move forward with this deal, but I've got my inspection for my peace of mind. Now your seller knows they're not going to have unexpected costs or things that could delay the closing because of some very simple little things. You're still getting your inspection, so you've got that protection of the inspection contingency. Very smart. And like I said, make sure your real estate agent is going over with you what is a defect, what's not a defect. sometimes people just give you this wish list of what they would like to have fixed. And then I have to say, look, those are not defects. Those certain things, you know, you don't like the color of the wall, that's not a defect. Unfortunately, you can't get out of the deal because now you decided you didn't like the color of the wall. But if that wall literally has foundation cracks in it, now that's something we can get out of. So I'm hoping I gave you some good information here today. And yes, you do need an inspection. Thank you for watching our video. Again, if you're new, please subscribe. One more time, smash that like button for me. Give me some comments. I appreciate it as always. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew. I think you're right. All the stuff that we have discussed about the home inspection, and the biggest thing, peace of mind. Yes, we definitely do need a home inspection, and we will know exactly what's what in our home that we purchase. Thank you for all the wonderful advice. Thank you, Andrew and Kimball Realtors. You guys are awesome.